There's about 10 different, at least 10 different variations of like any video you want to see on YouTube. At least 10, and that's on the very low end. There's probably more like 100 or something.
Yeah.
And it's impossible to keep up with pop culture because I feel like there's a gazillion different corners that you could get into.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree. But in terms of usefulness, like, I don't get usefulness out of I get usefulness out of having the conversations. I think other people get usefulness out of creating the content, right? Like, it gives, like, there's definitely people that this is like their thing that they love to do. Like, Mr. Beast is like the very obvious example, right? And obviously he's the most successful at it. But like, he wasn't
Yeah.
doing well in school. And then like, this is his thing. So, and if people want to watch it, like, more power to them. Like, but in terms of like the regular person consuming content, unless you got like, I don't know, there's a reason that the bell curves exist for like, or not bell curves. I forgot what the law. There's some law where it's like 90% of the consumed content is created by like 10% of the people or something. I don't know, something like that.
No, I mean that's big. You're generally right, like with a bell curve. I guess it would be like the opposite.
No, it's like, is it Pareto? No, it's not Pareto. I don't know. Murphy's Law? Something. I don't know. It's something.
I
Somebody's
understand the
gonna.
general idea.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like there's a reason why 11 million people watch every Rogan episode is because of. It's not even because of him. I feel like it's because of his ability to get information out of the guests that he has on, who have interesting things to say. And
Yeah.
I've watched the same guest on his podcast and then on another podcast, and the information is so much better on Rogan's.
Yeah.
Not because he asks better questions, in my opinion. But like, there's a reason, and then there's a reason why was like 250 million people are subscribed to Mr. Beast now. It's like
Right.
it's because they're very good at what they do. But that's the same as that's the same as any industry. You can look at like music. You can be like, oh, some random song that you never heard of. You're like, what's the usefulness of it?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a fair point. Because like it's the same with the music industry. I'm sure 90% of the
Movies
music.
too.
Oh yeah, 90%. Bro, it's like same actors, I bet like 90%
Of the hits, yeah.
of the hits have like the same like 10% of actors type thing.
Yeah. And then there's even like professional sports. Like, there's a gazillion professional soccer leagues in the world, but people only care about like 4 of them.
Yeah, right? Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So it's like, but that goes to a thing with like greatness, and you appreciate greatness, and that's why that's why people gravitate towards the people who are the greatest at those things.
Yeah.
And like, some people are like, well, I don't want to watch the NFL. I'd rather watch the Canadian Football League. It's like, why? Why would you rather watch
Why would you
that?
not want to watch
Like,
the top tier?
yeah, like, why would you not want to watch that unless you've got like a specific thing with a specific team? Like, that's why college football is popular, because people went there, but it's not like the football's better. So, I mean, it might be more fun to watch, but like, that's the thing is like, people want, like, there's a reason why people go for those. It's because they're the best ones.
Yeah, it's like even with college football, like a lot of people watch college football just like you're saying because they went there, but also just because these are some of the best players in the world. If they like the NFL, these are guys that they may, get drafted on their team next year. Maybe that's something they're interested in, like all that different stuff. So I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, the best content, you're right. It does. It has its intricacies. I guess it's important just not to get caught up with the fact that just because there's a lot of people producing content doesn't necessarily mean I have to be in tune with like all of the content,
No, of course.
It's just kind of, I guess, something that our current day and age is conducive of. Just a lot of things going around on social media and things like that. But I've been thinking about this a lot recently, like just the fact that where I'm from and obviously you're from, like going to high school and then to college is kind of the path. Like it's the general path for most people I knew was like they're in high school, you were either going to go to college after or I guess get a job. But ideally, the like ideal situation was to go to college. But what's interesting is
not going to college was looked down. It was like, oh, you didn't get into college. That's what it was looked like as.
exactly, exactly. And that's just what's interesting and how that relates to what I was saying about social media and all the content is like in this day and age, that's going to high school and then college is supposed to be, what we do. But now we're starting to like move away from that because there's a lot of trade school opportunities out there. And there's a lot of workforce things right out of high school you can get to that don't require a college degree and can make you a lot of money. The college degree is becoming like work. Everybody's getting a master's. So it's like, what's the point of getting your bachelor's? So then it's like, well, how much do you actually want to go to college if you're going to have to go for 6 years and pay a ton of money just to be competitive in the market with social media? It's like, there's just tons of people, I guess, that put things out there. And just like we were saying, like there's only a select few that actually succeed with it. So, I guess for me, like I was starting to question, is it really worth it if I guess I'm not the greatest at this content, but also if it's not that beneficial like for our society,
I don't know. I would say that you were better at it than most people. And just because you're not the best at it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It's like I'm not going to go play in the World Cup anytime soon, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to try to like play on a better team or like make myself better.
True. Yeah.
Because it's something that you like to do. It's like you were doing it because you enjoyed it, as we talked about before.
Yeah.
But people like that's different from people that want to do it to make money because I think it's easy. Like that's not the same thing.
Yeah.
So like,
well, I think honestly, that's part of why I stopped was like I was in it for like hoping I would pop off, hoping that I could get somewhere with it, make money with it, become famous. But at the end of the day, that took me so far. And you have to have a real admiration for creating content and a belief in like what you're making. And for me, I didn't feel like what I was creating was not that it wasn't good, but that what was I really contributing to like the world, I guess. I looked at it as if I was to consume this type of content on a daily basis, would I like be happy with myself? Would I be improving as a person? I was making a lot of like just Disney stuff, and for me, no, I feel like, no, I don't consume it that much myself. And like, I don't feel as though I'm really helping others by putting it out there. So I kind of say,
I would say I understand what you're saying, but I would say this. If it was making you happy and that is making you a better person, I talked about this in a forgot which episode, but like you want to be the best person that you can be because you can only really make an impact on like a lot of the people closest to you. Mm-hmm. And if so, you might not have been helping a lot of the people that watched your stuff, but if that was making you happy and more productive and a better person, that helps those closest to you, which is really what matters, to be honest. It's like nobody wants help from like a halfway version of me that's depressed and like drunk. Like people would rather have help from a version of me that's ready to take on responsibility and like is happy and like not even happy, but like to say has their shit together is kind of like
I feel like
it's simplifying.
You're living a life you're proud of.
Yeah, but like that helps more than like it's like how are you going to fill somebody else's glass of water if yours not even full?
Right, exactly.
So like for you, if that was making you happy just because you thought that somebody watching wouldn't be happy, like you don't know that. Some kid might have been looking forward to your content. And like that's one kid. Like I don't know, it's just something to think about because just because you aren't going to become Mr. Beast doesn't mean that you failed.
Yeah.
Like there's levels to it. Like Mr. Beast is the best in the world at YouTube. That's akin to Michael Jordan at basketball or Jeff Bezos at business. Like those people are once in a generation people, and that there's no shame in not being that. Like those people are where they are for a reason. Like, did you watch Mr. Beast on Rogan?
No.
He was saying for 10 years he would wake up at 7 a.m. research, you be on like Skype calls with his friends, researching YouTube, breaking down like every single aspect of a YouTube video until 10 p.m. And then he'd wake up the next day and do it again for 10 years.
That's
From
crazy.
from 13 to like 22 or whatever, he would do that. Like he's where he is for a reason. It's not like there's no shame in not doing that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like